Hello and welcome to the channel. Well, I'm going to be reviewing these two of my favourite Arkham Asylum villains, and I wanted to go and look at this guy tonight because I was over at my mate's house and don't know how he came into the conversation, but when I saw him I thought, you know what, I'm going to give him a few dynamic poses just to show you what that looks like on camera. And that's his first one, and I've got a bit of movement going on there. He's posing sort of on one leg, as you can see. It's sort of in running mode, but let's get some detail close-ups. And I really do like this figure. He's my favorite scarecrow look. My second favorite actually is the one featured in the Batman animation series, but this figure came in a couple of variants. One was sort of in a black wash when I went into my local toy outlet, but this is the colour I elected to buy because I kind of like his look, and that face sculpt is really pretty accurate when you see the game. I, however, don't play the game. I think I did a long time ago, but I haven't played any sort of games like this, the Arkham Asylum game, for a long time. But I do like this image, and I was glad to get him. And I've had him probably for about 3 or 4 years. And I have reviewed him on the channel before, but I wanted to pose him out tonight just to show you his articulation and his posability. And this, of course, I've talked about this guy before, the Joker out of the Arkham Asylum game. And I'll pose him a little bit, but it's mainly about Scarecrow tonight. But that's a nice pose, a movement pose I call it. And he also is sort of on one leg, as you can see. And then there's that artwork, because I do keep my boxes of the Scarecrow, as you can see. And that's a nice bit of artwork there, very sinister looking. So I'm going to go and do another pose with these two guys, just to show you what that looks like on camera. Okay, let's move it on. So here's your next one. Still on one leg. And I'll get a close-up of that face because I do like it. And it's pretty accurate to the game, which is what I like about it. And as you can see there, that's the device that fires off all those hallucinogenic toxins. Don't know if I said that right, but he's got some nice detail on him. See some of those canisters on his chest, and that rope almost looks creature-like. And I'll come down to that sort of leg brace support, and a very well put together figure by McFarlane. And then we come over to Joker, and I love that face, very sinister and murderous. And overall, these two kind of work well together. So I'd show you the next one. So what I've tried to do on tonight's review is give you the kind of like the one-legged poses when you've got 1 foot off the surface of the platform. This one's not too bad. I think I'm going to tweak it. Let's come around the side there. Not too bad, but I could improve on this. Part of the fun is to have a go at any ideas that might come into your head. And we come over to Joker, and he's also standing on one leg, hopping about like a mad lunatic. So we'll try another one and see what that looks like. So this is kind of sideways on for both of these figures, as you can see. Still on one leg, which also gives me the opportunity to show you those tanks on the back of the figure. And I'll swing it around to show you that dynamic. And you may have noticed that he was standing on one leg, which was this leg, but this leg now is off the floor. So I'll swap that pose over. And we've got Joker now sort of square on, still on one leg. Not bad. And I'm working in the purple wash light tonight. And as I've said in the past, this was given to me by my friend. Check out Ray Ray's collection and subscribe. That's not a bad shot from far away. So I'll give you another one and change it out a little bit. So with Scarecrow now, I've actually tried him with different weapons in the past. But this one seems to suit him best, actually. Had him with rifles and things of that nature, but this is kind of a weapon I've used with other figures, mainly my Blade figure, which you would have seen on the channel. And it suits him. But he doesn't really need weapons, it's just one of those things I like to do. But I am picking up another accessory pack with some sort of futuristic weapons, and maybe I'll bring him back to camera and posing with those weapons. And then Joker is sort of sideways on, as you can see. I'll get a close-up of him, and I've always used him with this type of weapon from the accessory pack, but I have had him posed out with the sword that he came with when I purchased this figure. But I've also had him posing with rifles, and I tried to put an axe in his hand from my Punisher figure, and it did work, but you won't see that tonight on camera. But these two guys together are a deadly duo. So let's give you a couple of more before we wind it up. So I've swapped them over on the platforms now, just to keep it interesting. Sort of Scarecrow is square on, still got 1 foot off the platform. And he's now aiming that toxin device on his hand there. And we go to Joker. Again, he's still on one leg, square on, with murderous intent. And I like the look of that. So I'll give you one more then, and then we'll wind it up. So this is the final one, guys. And we're coming close on Scarecrow first. And I'll give you another shot at looking at those toxin tanks on the back of the figure. Not too bad there. And there's your Joker there. And what I've tried to do is show that with these particular figures, with most of my figures actually, Todd McFarlane has improved on the technology of putting these figures together, and they're very well jointed, so you can get them posing with one leg off the floor, and that creates a bit more movement and lifts the quality of the figure. But you will see these guys, I think, probably in the next couple of months, because what I'm trying to get hold of right now is Troika Batman, as I've mentioned on the channel before. And the reason I'm going for him is because although I'm a big fan of the Arkham Asylum Batman, I do like him. In my imagination, I just thought that Troika Batman is kind of a simple looking Batman in its colour scheme. But I wanted it mainly because of those long ears that he has. And hopefully when I get him soon, I'll pose him out with these two guys in combat poses and show you what that looks like. But I've shown you the kind of articulation of these figures, and won't have them in these poses when I put them back in my display, but I have had them in these sort of poses in the past. But that is the guy that we're really looking at tonight, Scarecrow, my favourite version of Scarecrow. And then I have another one that I really like, but I've not got that in my collection, which is the animation Batman Scarecrow. But at the end of the day, it's all about having a bit of fun and posing out the figures, which is why I started this channel. So on that note, I'll say thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.